Some cars arrive quietly, do their job and leave without much of a story. Others take a piece of your time, your money, and somehow a piece of you with them. Over the past 3 years, one particular Mitsubishi has done exactly that. Late nights in the garage, parts hunting, fixing what most people probably would have given up on, and bringing it back to a standard it probably hadn't seen in decades. It wasn't just another car for the channel, it became part of the background of everyday life here at MotoringBox. Proudly supported by Century Batteries. Sadly, it's true, the Magna Ralliart has departed from the MotoringBox fleet after 3 years of ownership. And look, if anything, my experience on Facebook Marketplace has told me I do not like selling cars. Over 40 different chats were involved in the selling process, and it took me a total of 6 days to sell the car for $8,000. So for those who are doing the maths at home, we bought it for 5.5. We put roughly 15 grand into it to do it up, and then we sold it for 8. So look, it is a shame to sell that car. I would have loved to have kept it in a perfect world, and it really comes back to the fact that I run a YouTube channel. You have that pressure to generate content, and really for me, content on that car was dried up. It was done. And the Magna was a really cool experience as a car guy, you know, purchasing a car which I ordinarily wouldn't have gone for, a front wheel drive, mid to large sedan with a V6. It was a really fun experience. I learned a lot, opened my eyes to a type of car that, again, I wouldn't have typically gone for. So yes, if you do the maths in your head, I made a huge loss on that car. I do not need your support financially. I'm quite happy, you know, doing what I do and making the figures work. But if you do want to support the channel, I do have a shirt which I designed. You can actually buy these on a website called Fourth Wall. I have a store, and it's basically a print-on-demand system. These shirts are not the cheapest, but it does mean the fact that it's print-on-demand. I can actually design a shirt, put it on there, and you can order it, and they literally print it per order. So it is a little bit more expensive, but it does mean that I don't have to have crates and crates of shirts in my front room. I do have a few keepsakes left from the Magna, including the original Ralliart wheel. This thing is continuing to decay. I had this in my cupboard. The red leather has almost entirely gone black because it's kind of disintegrating, it's gone moldy. In fact, I'm probably going to throw it away. I might just put it up there for now, because I probably need to wash my hands after touching that. But yeah, I do have some parts left over from the car, which I'll probably sell off. I'm not envisaging that I'll purchase a Magna ever again, but yeah, it was a fun experience. So what have we got left? So for a start, we have my AU Fairmont Turbo, and this thing has really been doing daily driver duties. It hasn't missed a beat. It's been running really well since Hoff tuned it. The fact that it still needs a gearbox, the original BTR in this car is screaming for its life. It can't really handle the power that this mighty Intech VCT turbo is putting out. I do actually have a brand new gearbox, a built BTR in the boot, which is going to be installed around the end of February. So you're gonna have to hang out a little bit to hear how that goes. But yeah, the old Intech VCT turbo is running amazing. I'll put out another video on it soon, but yeah, it's running flawlessly. As the days go by, you know, I can dial that tune in a little bit better. Things like cold starting and all the stuff that Hoff on the dyno didn't do. It's the cruising, yeah, the cold starting parameters and things like that. One other thing, because it is summer at the moment, I've noticed the cooling performance is not really ideal. I feel it could be better. The intake charge on this thing, once it's all up to temperature and everything's heat soaked, say if it's a 30-degree day, the intake temperature is about 15 degrees hotter than that. Actually, no, 25 degrees hotter. So if it's a 30-degree day, it'll be 55 degrees on the intake. So to me, that's a bit high. We could upgrade the stock intercooler. It's just a B-series turbo intercooler. But I actually want to look at ducting, you know, managing the air which is coming in through this grill, blocking the sides off and just sealing everything so that it can, yeah, really all the air that comes in goes through that intercooler, goes through the radiator. Just trying to improve the efficiency of it all. Another thing I had planned for the AU Turbo was a brake upgrade. I actually wanted to put 322mm territory rotors and calipers and pads on it. It is a bolt-on upgrade, but you do need to run 17-inch wheels. So for the past couple of months, I've been keeping an eye out on a particular set of wheels. They call them elegance wheels. They were on the AU 75th anniversary Fairmont and Fairlanes. They're like a baby Azzurro wheel, multi-spoke pattern in 17 inches, right? That's what you need for those 322mm rotors and brake package. Couldn't find them. Interstate, I don't want to ship them interstate. But then I thought, you know what, I kind of want to keep the stock 16s. So what I've done instead, I actually did buy the 322mm rotors and I had everything, the calipers and everything ready to go. I actually threw them on this thing. So if you have a look here on the front of the BA, those new calipers, I did paint them blue, and those beefy rotors, although on the 18 they don't look that beefy, but if you had them with a pair of 17-inch wheels, yeah, it would have looked a lot better. But at the very least, the BA is packing bigger brakes on the front, and it does mean that those slightly bigger BA turbo brakes are now on the AU. But yeah, the brakes on this thing are now the biggest they can be under a 16-inch wheel. And it really does bring the car up to, you know, that Ford turbo spec. It has the BA spec, you know, turbo setup. It now has the BA spec front brakes on it too. The rears are still stock, but the fronts do the majority of the work, and it doesn't seem to have thrown anything out of balance. So at the very least for now, I'm going to leave it as it is. And yeah, it seems to perform really well. They are sort of slotted and dimpled rotors as well, so the brakes should be a little bit better at the very least on the AU. But yeah, the BA, I think those new brakes look really good. Again, really smooth. This is a bit of an interesting car for me. It's still unregistered. The plates went on the AU. Haven't really been driving it, but now that the Magna's gone and I've got some funds, I'll probably put it back on the road. If it stays on the channel long term, that remains to be seen. I don't really need 2 turbo Fords, like don't get me wrong. It is awesome to have this pair in the garage, you know, to have a Barra turbo and also an Intec turbo. When it comes to my type of driving and cars that I enjoy, I sort of do enjoy this one because it kind of flies under the radar a bit more than an XR6 turbo. But yeah, it's an interesting, well, it's a first world problem, I guess, to have 2 turbo Falcons to choose from and to own. So at the very least, it's going to stick around for now, but yeah, to have 2 of them, not really necessary. So yeah, I still have the 2 Falcons. I have the Territory as well. I am on the lookout though for a new vehicle to join the fleet, and I have mentioned it before, I'm after a van. I'm a dad now, vans are suddenly super appealing. I think they're probably the perfect vehicle for road tripping and just fitting in all of the stuff that you need when you have a family. So that's going to be next. I haven't owned a van before, so that'll be a really interesting experience. I haven't actually bought one or got one in mind. Still looking on Marketplace every single day. A lot of them are interstate, so whether I buy one interstate, we'll see. But yeah, otherwise, look, this is just a quick update video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I do, and I will miss the Magna. In a perfect world, if I didn't run YouTube, I probably would have kept it, but there's new things to learn and new cars to look at, new experiences. And yeah, it's always exciting when you get a new car in the garage. So that'll hopefully be happening soon. So yeah, that's the update for now. There will be work on the AU happening over the next few weeks towards the end of the month when that new gearbox goes in. And then there'll be plenty of road tuning, getting the Haltech to be shifting right with the gearbox, working with it really well. A bit of fine tuning there, that should be exciting. And yeah, just being able to drive the car without worrying that the gearbox is going to grenade itself at any moment because the rest of that car runs really well. And yeah, the BA will probably get back on the road sometime in the near future. Even just driving it up and down my street today, I have missed it. So we'll bring it back. Thanks guys, have a good one. I'll see you next time.